Welcome to the BTU booth here at APEX. I'm joined by Bob Bouchard, who's the Corporate Marketing Manager. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you. So, a couple of new things to look at here today. The first of all is the introduction of your first vacuum oven. So, vacuum ovens have been around for a couple of years. This is the BTU version. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So this is our first entry into the vacuum reflow space for reducing voids. Clearly driven by our customers to come up with a solution to again reduce those voids. What's different about our approach is not so much the vacuum chamber itself, it's more around the peripherals around the vacuum chamber, such as the fact that we heat assist our vacuum chamber with convection and conduction, which allows for the vacuum chamber to hold the liquidus temperature at a much more stable and uniform capability. Yeah.
That's important. You've got to keep it stable and keep it liquidus for a period of time.
Yeah, I mean the thermal uniformity is the same in the vacuum chamber as it is in the regular convection zones of less than 4 degrees. So, you know, it's certainly critical to the application.
Have you any idea what sort of percentage reduction in voids that you're achieving?
Yeah, we haven't taken the oven to that level yet. After this show, actually, the oven moves to the Universal Advanced Process Lab, where we've assembled a team there with those folks. They'll be doing all of our void testing with the oven. So we've got a very extensive test plan there that's going to last about 90 days, which is going to go through looking at thermal pads, BGAs. There's a very big list of items we're going to look at to see how this performs and then how we translate that to our customers.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll look forward to some data coming out of that in a few months' time.
Absolutely.
You've also introduced basically a thermal profiling system, which is maybe not the ultra sophisticated type, but it's a regular profiler that monitors the oven. Can you tell us a bit how that works?
Sure. So the idea behind that is there's been a space in the market for a more simplified approach of monitoring the process from a third-party view. So we have customers that have their customers that want third-party traceability of the oven or the process. So if there's a process drift, there's another way of tracing that. So we've introduced what we've called the Profile Guardian, which is which essentially runs a thermal sensor through the length of the machine in multiple zones. And once you have your process dialed in, so to speak, and you're getting good yield, you baseline the oven. And the software takes into consideration all the variations and comes up with a baseline, and then you can track that baseline. The software tracks that baseline and monitors the oven continuously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If the oven moves out of any of the bounds, the upper and lower control limits that you've set, it raises the flag right away. It also creates some tremendous amount of flexibility in terms of traceability. So we've also included in this the ability with a barcode reader that every printed circuit board that goes through the oven, you can trace the temperature that it saw throughout the length of the oven. And again, this is a very important step, especially on the Industry 4.0 side, as we start to look at more sophistication and trending what happens inside the oven.
Absolutely. So every board has its own registration, and you can track it back through its life.
And the other benefit here is that while this is not, there are other third-party solutions to this that are far more sophisticated. This is integrated into our software. So all the communication protocols, everything is integrated. If the machine changes its state, if it goes into a energy savings mode or anything like that, the oven knows. So all that logic is taken care of and it doesn't have to communicate with anything else. And again, you're getting primary data instead of second or third party data.
Absolutely. Right. And you're getting it in real time.
In real time, correct.
Well, Bob, I mean, it's really exciting. That's two big changes you've made here this week, and we look forward to maybe seeing some of the data coming out of these trials once you're finished at the Universal Lab.
Looking forward to sharing that data.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.